Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. It's Sunday, everyone. Yes, it's about half past 8 p.m. in London. And wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and maybe good evening as well, if you're on this side of the world. And are you ready for a spot of stitching? I certainly am. Today has been a little bit hectic and busy, very busy with teaching, and also it's suddenly getting a little bit warmer than the last few days. Not quite heat wave, but we have 25-degree today. So in September, suddenly it's a little surge of the temperature. It was nice. It was nice and sunny outside, and but a little bit of a surprise. I was fully in the autumn mode. So here we are. And look at this beautiful piece in front of me. This is by Aimee Stewart. It's Sweet Shop. Many of you probably are familiar with this piece or even stitching this piece because this is one of the salts that we've started recently, maybe about 5 weeks ago, a little bit more. Time flies by. And this is where I am so far. And if you don't know, not familiar with this piece, let me show you what it looks like. I bet you probably want to rush out to Heaven and Earth. Yes, this is from Heaven and Earth, and get this pattern for yourself. So here we go. There. Have you seen anything that's more glorious than this? Not many, not many. I have many beautiful patterns, but this is definitely one of the top 5, I would say. Every time I look at it, I have this joy coming from within. There's just so much going on there, and all the happy things and delicious things. And so it's a combination of sweets and also a little bit of circus act and whatever else is going on there. So it's such a fun piece to stitch. Every corner you turn so far for me is just beautiful colors and delicious things. So let me just show you where I am today. Hang on a sec with my app here. So I'm tracking my progress with a Saga. So majority of my projects right now have been transferred to Saga. And I think the stitches are fairly up to date because I have just transferred this pattern over maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And slowly I'm catching up to all the loose stitches. And if there's anything not matching up to my fabric, I'll fix it as I go. That's my strategy. And so let me just show you the entirety of this piece. This is a regular pattern, and not max colors, okay, but I think it's about 88 colors. I'll have a check when we look at the stack, but this is where I am right now, regular size. And I'm on, let me have a little look there, just make sure I lock the pattern so I don't mark it by accident. So this is where I am, a little bit to go, but every inch, every stitch is delicious with this pattern, so I don't mind at all. I'm ready for it. So let's look at where I am in terms of numbers. We like a little bit of numbers, not that one. There we go. So look to the upper left there, says progress. Currently, I'm just slightly over 2%. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And if you look to the bottom at on the left panel, it shows you the number of colors. So this is, very typical. Regular colors, they're normally under 90. So this is, 2 colors minus. And the total number of stitches, I've lost count. I don't care, a lot. And so today, as usual, I'm going to create a sprint here. I'm going to just leave the name to default. And this is a little tracker here. It's going to track my progress for my stitches today, because at the end of every stream, it's official now. We play Guess My Stitches. It's a game we play, And just to check if you're paying attention, I let you guess the number of stitches I made. And if you win, my God, grand prizes. Okay, so stay tuned. And so with that, I am going to turn to the chat before I make my first stitch, of course. And let's see who is the first person reported to the chat here. Oh, I found her. This is Maltese Stitcher. She says, good evening, good everyone, happy stitching. So Maltese, if I remember correctly, she's from Malta, as it says on the tin. Well done, being the first person in the chat. And then we have Grace Houston. Grace, hello, hello. And Kimberly as well. Welcome back. And Ashley Wilkinson is also here in the chat. And Leslie, is it McLean? I'm having second thoughts. Betty Lou Taylor, hello, hello. She says, happy Sunday. Hope everyone is doing great. And Turtle Stitcher is here as well. Happy Sunday. Stitchy friends, I'm looking forward to this beautiful piece. Isn't it beautiful and delicious as well? I cannot wait. And we have another Leslie, spelled slightly differently as Leslie Wilson. Welcome. And Jamie Womack, welcome back. And Suzanne, hello, hello, my love. And Kelly Shaw as well. She says, hi, hello, Yogi. I'm going to assume everybody's a lady, okay? If you're not a lady, just raise your hand and say, I'm a bloke. And I'll correct that. So she says, Yogi, everyone, happy Stitching Sunday. And Susan is here as well. Welcome back. And Vega, our friend from Japan, and Im Pepping as well, says hi. And Joyce is also here in the chat. So good to see you. And Serena is also back. Welcome. Naomi Wallace is in the chat. And Rebecca, is it McLean's? Hello, hello. And Wendy is also back. Wendy 2025, as young as usual. And Sophie Matteau, hello and happy stitching. And Steve, our gentleman stitcher, is also in the chat. And he says, now I know it's a gentleman. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Sunday indeed. And Vaduhi is also here in the chat. Hello, beautiful people, she says. And Everyday Creator, lovely name. Welcome to the stream today. So let's have a look at this piece. So this piece, I've been working on the Saturday Sal for the last few weeks, but yesterday, for kind of a change of flavors, I felt like, working on the vintage baker there, if you've been following the stream. But today I was thinking, well, which piece should I be working on? And I took a look at this piece. I go, well, I want a little bit of that. And, it just looks so delicious, so inviting. So here I am. And there's nothing wrong with Aimee Stewart 2 days in a row. Every day is Aimee Day. So I'm happy to be here. So with this piece, I think so far I've been doing kind of mini cross country and maybe village, well, maybe cross village or a cross to a neighbor's yard type of cross country. And today I think I'm going to continue with that because it has worked well, and I really like the fact that they're slowly filling up rather than me having to stitch in order. Sometimes there's a lot of tassels here, and even though it's beautiful, but sometimes you get bored with a color scheme, and I like to be able to kind of switch back and forth to different areas, just stitch what I like. And I love a little bit of a pink, a little bit of a blue from time to time. So I am going to continue with my strategy right now, come to this point, and continue with this piece. So this is 28 count fabric, okay, ungridded. So I'm gridding the fabric myself, and I'm doing 2 over 1 10 stitches. So you probably can't tell unless you look at the loose stitches, and this looks pretty much identical to full cross, to be honest. And I'll say maybe even a little bit fuller, and just the shape of the stitches as well. And I'm using DMC. full of vibrancy of the color. So let me pick my first victim here. So yesterday I learned a couple of new tricks with Saga. So I'm very, very happy to utilize it right away. And so I have my toolbar minimized now, because I know I can double tap to switch, lock and unlock the chart. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. So I think today I am going to start with this little symbol there, a little star sign there, and start from there and see how it goes. So it's around this area here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So I would like to kind of slowly fill in the gaps between these two areas there and see how it goes. Beautiful. And Stitch Grove, hello, good afternoon, Yogi and friends. And Janelle is here as well. Good morning. It's probably Monday morning. Janelle, can you play? I'm so happy to see you here. And oh, Ashley says, I have a new pet peeve, threading bobbins my hand. With hand or by hand? Bobbing my hands. So, sorry, probably misspelled, but I get it. I get it. And Salita is also here as well. She says, hello, Yogi and everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And indeed, indeed. And let me know what you're working on. And by the way, today I'm drinking a slightly different drink today. So I've got a little bit of coffee, okay, as usual. But instead of peppermint tea, I'm drinking this one. I found it in my cupboard. I do have a little stash of different herbal teas from Puka. And I found this ginseng matcha green. Can it sound even more nourishing and therapeutic? I think, look at this. Awake your senses with a zip of rare ginseng. Is it rare ginseng? And pure green tea, green matcha. I think matcha is green tea, right? It's kind of the same thing. I like the sound of that. So this is what I'm drinking. And I have it in my little Floss there to keep it warm. And let me know what your power drink or even power snacks today. Hello, Captain Squirrel. Welcome. Captain Squirrel is reporting to the chat. She says, good morning, Stitchy friends. Captain Squirrel is also in Australia as well. So yes, indeed. Good morning. Good morning, Monday. It's quite shocking to think that some places it's already Monday, but then again, we're closed. So here we go. I am going to turn my stitches on, quite a few here. So it will be a very nice start to warm up my little hands here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more, just tiny bit. It's 436, 436. I'm gonna look to my organizer here. So I've got quite a few stitches here, so I'm going to take 2 strands here, 2 strands, to make the pieces a little bit longer. And I've got my spooky little cats here with me to keep me company. Turtle and squirrel, they're greeting each other. That's very heartwarming. Animal Kingdom, this is. And Susan is working on Twin Peak, Primitive, Quirky Autumn, Squirrel, Drinking Diet, Tropical Crush. Oh goodness, is that the name of the piece? Twin Peak Primitives. What a name. And Squirrel is involved as well. It reads like Squirrel Drinking Diet Tropical Crush. I'm very confused, but sounds good. Sounds good. There you go. Let me see if my needle, let me switch to a needle that actually likes me. Sometimes you have kind of weird threading days that the threading is just a little bit more challenging than others. Oh, this one likes me. I'm happy. Let's just have a look here. So this is the color I'm starting with, kind of light coffee color, quite sandy here. So I'm going to focus on this area here. I haven't worked on this piece for a while. I really miss it. So let's have a look. Let me just make sure I find the right location. I don't want to start, you know, have the frog visiting me from the start. I wouldn't like it. And I need to remember I'm doing a 10 stitch. Oh dear, I can't do a loop here. So I'm going to start with a boomerang. Boomerang start is pretty secure. There. The first stitch. So quite a few here, and I'm going to unlock my map so I can mark as I go. So even with DMC, 2-strand is pretty full in 28. So there's no problem, no issues with the coverage at all. Very good. I don't know why it doesn't let me. Oh, the other way, sorry. I misread the icon. It's not that clear. I'm gonna take it nice and slow so I don't lose my way. Oh, Susan says the Twin Peaks is the company. I think they're Dutch. Oh, interesting. There's so many companies I don't know of, and I'm learning from all of you. I know there's Pain-Free Craft. That's Scotland-based. Now Twin Peaks. And Suzanne says, I'm working on fox in flowers and drinking bubble water. I tried to get Alex to get some peppermint tea with honey. He wasn't having it. I think, yes, peppermint might be slightly quiet taste for, you know, for young people, very young people. They probably don't like the taste. They like something a bit more stimulating. Maybe a Coke, I'm guessing. There. And there's 2 more on the right there. I think a lot of times when you switch to a piece that's on different count, particularly if you go up numbers, your eyes just have to kind of get used to it. And yesterday, even though I was working on 25, I think 25 count in comparison does feel so much bigger. And 2 more tulle right there. I think my stitches on the app is relatively up to date. And Joyce is working on the old craft room, yes, and enjoying my cinnamon mint tea. I still haven't found cinnamon mint combination, Joyce. I looked. What brand of the tea you're drinking? Maybe that would be a better start for me to look. I'd love to try, actually. I love peppermint. I love cinnamon. And the old craft room is another piece from Ciro Marchetti. So he's got probably about three pieces or 4 that's got the old kind of, series. I'm kind of describing it. It's got the old kitchen, which I've got, the old quilting room I've got as well, and this one. So this one's full of toys, really pretty as well. The only reason I cannot stitch it is because there are a lot of faces, tons of faces, like masks, clowns, all the things I'm afraid of. Otherwise, in terms of the style and the colors, I love it. So Joyce, I'm looking forward to your whip of the piece. And let me know what fabric count you're working on. Joyce's stitching is so neat, and I'm really happy. Joyce, I saw your post on your lady stitching in the dark piece, whatever that's called, I can't remember, and you're happy with the result. I think you're going to go ahead with it, correct? That's very good to know, because you put in a lot of stitches, lots of stitches. And oh, Travis, hello, welcome. Travis says, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Just bring a fresh coffee. Then I'll be stitching. I redid my envelopes for my thread. And I think it's Travis's storage method. And he says they were starting to fall apart. Been working on this project for almost a year. Yes, Travis is working on an epic Pokemon piece. It's a stamped pattern, but huge, huge, full of Pokemons. So if I think up to this point, I think Travis, you've been doing one Pokemon at a time, but recently, we kind of corrupted him, and he started cross country with a single color. It's nice to have a change, absolutely. I think it's fun to change it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me have a little count there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm correct here. One more here. 10 stitches sometimes is slightly harder to read when they're kind of on their own, I find. But I'm getting better at it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. And Suvi says, I've been stitching all day, wide angle air, and got to 17%. Amazing. Let's have a look. Got to 17%. Not drinking anything right now. Have to go brush my teeth in a minute. It's already 11. Oh, so Suvi is in Finland. Amazing. Yes. I think if in Europe, this is kind of, time for people to wind down in the evening. And best time to stitch, actually, so relaxing before bedtime. I'm just chatting with everyone here. I'm warming up my fingers and my eyes as well. I think you need to warm up your eyes, don't you? Just so you know what you're looking at. It helps. It helps. And Rebecca says, started stitching on my Aimee piece once upon a fairy tale, but I have to take a break to cook dinner. Yes, how annoying. Life just gets in the way of stitching. And yes, dinner is important too. But that's a beautiful piece, really epic and very popular as well. Journals and Stitches is here in the chat as well. Welcome. Steve says, I just posted my finish of the pumpkin panel of our spooky season so on Facebook. Loving it. Steve, you finished a panel. You're gonna have nothing to do in a week's time. You need a new piece. Oh, we'll have a look in a bit. Amazing. I barely started the kitty's head. I haven't gone back and worked on it just yet. Amazing. I love that piece though. It's so cute. And I'm glad we're doing the sow because it's not the piece I would necessarily do at this point. But, it's so nice to have a mix. And if you don't know which one we're talking about, let me just show you. We have a little sow, a Halloween sow here. Let me find the piece. Where is it? Yes, it's here. Yes. So it's not full coverage and it's a little bit, in terms of style, more simpler, but it's quite full as well. So there are 4 different panels and this was recommended by Steve. So we have the members of the Facebook group recommending, sort of suggesting different pieces. And I just picked 6 of them and everybody kind of had a vote with the likes and this one came on top. So this is the piece I'm doing as well. And from now on, every week we dedicate one day for festive stitching, either for Halloween or for Christmas. So it's going to be on every Friday. So, oh my God, there's something to look forward to every Friday. So Fridays up to Christmas will be our festive stitching day every week. Okay, so come and join us. You can grab this pattern. You can grab the link on the Saw stream and also on the Facebook as well if you want this pattern. It's on Etsy and they do sales all the time, it seems. So, you can grab a pattern and join us or just bring your own Halloween or even Christmas piece to join us. The whole point is stitching together, Saws on this channel, we have no targets to hit. There's no deadlines. There's no competition. We're really just getting together and relax and just enjoy the stitching. That's it. So it's very relaxing. You can go with your pace. Of course, we have some aliens in the chat here. Let's stitch super fast. And And I'm just a normal person, so I stitch in a normal pace, and I'm happy with that. So everybody is going with their own pace, stitch what they love, and we come together and do it together. This is very, very relaxing. Oh, Joyce is handing trophies to Steve, all three of them. Yay. First panel done. And Steve, I think I'm correct to say that you're only doing 3 of them, right? You're not doing the last one on the right. So you're gonna be finished by next week. I think that's my prediction. Steve says, I'm going to pace it so I get the full finish by Halloween. I don't think you can, not with the speed. You'll have to, you know, pause every 3 stitches in order for that to happen. I don't think you can help it. But Steve also has a full coverage piece going on as well. A lot of sky and stuff like that. Challenging stuff. Steve's doing very well. Travis says, I asked the hospital if I could bring my cross stitch in when Tia is in hospital after the baby's born, and they said yes. I don't think they know how big it is. Oh, did you bring your Pokemon piece there? Jeez, did you need a van just to ship the piece over there? And your floss? My goodness. Maybe Travis need to have a mini Pokemon piece that you can stitch on the side. Then you can take with you when you travel. And I think I'm gonna stitch until I run out of this piece. That's the strategy. So no parking or anything like that. Let me see if there is any more here. I think I'm trying to think whether I should carry it over. I think it's probably okay. There's still quite a lot of unstitched area, so I'm going to move my needle over here. It's kind of crossing over some stitches here, but I think it should be fine. Let me just double check. This part is already stitched for some reason. 1, 2. So this bit is a little bit messy, I have to admit, because this these stitches happen after I transfer the pattern over to Saga and had to mark all the stitches manually. So quite a few of them are a little bit iffy in terms of their locations. But let me just double check here. I think we're probably okay with this. Oh yeah, okay, I found it. But, you know, you shouldn't be able to tell after a while when everything's stitched. I think that one is fine. So I'm going to just end this thread here. Very bold. I didn't even do a finish. I just left a little tail there. I think it will be fine. So this is my first color of this session. And I might change around. A little bit of brown, a little bit of red. And Travis says, we have less than 2 weeks until the due date. My goodness. Are you nervous? Because that is not totally precise, is it? It could be sooner or later. Who knows? Welcome, Lynn. Lynn says, good evening, Yogi, and all the Stitchy friends. Could I ask if it's possible to get 22 count gridded Ada? I think we talked about this before, haven't we? It's a little bit of interesting area there because I think Ada, if you Google, depends on where you look, I think the highest count for Ada is 20 counts according to some website. But I think Nikki has found, or some others have found higher count in Ada. So chat, maybe I need to turn to you to provide Lynn some guidance here. If you know, please help out. I'm guessing you might be able to. Who knows? So maybe the chat can help. Steve says, yes, Yogi, I'll be stitching on my full coverage. Also, happy that it's not so much sky on the next 2 pages. But the color scheme is kind of samey, isn't it? So it requires the will and the might of steel to complete, I think. So I think, let me see if I can pick another color of this area. I'm still trying to read this icon here. Right. So this one, I'm going to just fill in this area a little bit more with 3A63. 3A63. And I think I'm going to take 2 strands as well, and quite a few stitches. So my DMC threads, they're generally cut a little bit shorter because I pretty much up to this project have been using DMC for a single strand. So they're a little bit short on the short side. So I'm stacking 2 strands together to make a longer piece. Journals and Stitches says, I have the first Pokemon generation from Lord Lipidon on the go, but a max color version available in the Pokemon stitching group. Max colors, how many colors are we talking about? I think Travis' piece is about 40, right? So quite manageable. Max colors. But in terms of that kind of style, quite sort of anime style, you probably don't need that many colors to make it look really good. Where are we here? Shall we start here? To make sure I'm in the right location. That will be a good start. So Turtle Stitcher says regarding the Ada, 22 count Ada, Stewart makes 20 count gridded Ada. Yes, I think Lane is asking for a gridded one as well. I can't find any 22 count. I've never used gridded Ada actually, because majority of the projects I stitch with Ada, they tend to be 14 count, quite big. So gridding is quite easy. So I never tried a gridded version of it. I don't know, maybe have a look on Etsy. Etsy might be a good place. Normally, if you can't find it on Etsy, either it doesn't exist or just really rare. Because it's really specialized area, isn't it? It's always a relief when all the stitches, surrounding stitches, match up. I panic if they look a little bit odd, because then I have to run around and try to figure it out. Figure out what's happening. And also with this way of stitching, you have to kind of have a kind of direction or strategy in mind in terms of where you want to take your thread around, because you know, like this one you can see on the chart, it's all over the place. So how do I make kind of do it efficiently without having to go back and forth? So it's like having a traveling plan for the thread. So it's kind of just come to a full circle, which is quite nice. This one is interesting. Just turn my three. And the last one. Maddie says, "Hi Yogi and friends, I am cleaning my craft room right now, lurking." Yes, you can lurk while you're cleaning. Welcome. And Jennels says regarding the Pokemon Max colors, she says, "I like the Max color since it gives the Pokemons its own palettes, so they look more true to their original counterparts." Interesting. Let me find where I am exactly. Here. With 10 stitches, because it's half the speed. Not half the speed, double the speed. A lot of times I feel like I'm painting the pattern, if that makes sense. Because a full cross, you have to do one leg, another leg. Whereas, am I even in the right location? Do this piece. Okay, 2. Requires a little bit concentration here. Let me move it up a little bit for you. Travis says some of mine are slightly off color. I don't think the company a license for the image. Wow. It's an interesting area, isn't it? Copyright, because prior to maybe up to a few years ago, I wasn't even aware there will be charts out there. They're not fully licensed. Didn't even occur to me because I just thought, well, if it's out there being sold, not that I thought specifically they were copyrighted. It's the fact that the issue wasn't even in my consciousness, if you know what I mean. Just never thought about it. The cross-stitching kits are just cross-stitching kits or patterns. They're out there. So yes, I'm becoming more mindful in terms of the patterns I'm buying, but it's sometimes hard to tell. And for dimensions, for instance, you can pretty much be sure, I'm sure they're fully licensed and everything. It's all good. But I have 14 count cross-stitching kits, which I love. I bought from Amazon over the years. And I never thought about whether they're fully licensed. And until recently, I got in touch with the company because I was looking, to see if they've got digital version of the piece. And they were being so kind. They sent me the digital version without even questioning. They didn't say, well, can you provide, your receipt or where you purchase our patterns from. They just sent me the digital version. So I'm really grateful with that. And so what happened was, I'll give you the full story. What happened was, because I mentioned that I've got a small YouTube channel that I stitch their patterns from time to time, and I really enjoy it. And also I wanted to show them that I actually have the pattern. I bought the kit, right? So they were really pleased about that. And they were like saying to me that, if your viewers like those kits as well, we're happy to offer the discount and everything. And I thought it was great, it's excellent. But then it occurred to me, I definitely need to have to check on their licensing. There's no chance, no way I'll recommend anything that's not licensed unless, I have no clue or misled or whatever. So I asked them the question. I thanked them for their kindness and the generous offer. They wanted to offer me extra free kit and stuff like that. And I can totally understand why a company will want to do that, right? If I had a company and there's a platform, I can promote my product, of course, So they've done nothing wrong in terms of wanting to provide discount code, etc. But when I ask them, I go, well, obviously my viewers are very mindful about licensing rights and copyrights. Can you, confirm that all your patterns are, let me just check this one. I've lost my way. are fully licensed. And then they kind of went a little bit quiet. And a few days later, they replied to me and they go, slightly vague. I don't know how you would interpret it. They go, we are currently upgrading our patterns here. And I'm trying to remember what they said. But there are some pieces we are using. Well, some pieces they're kind of I can't remember what it's a public copyright, royalty free type of thing. I think that's what. But she didn't specify which ones are royalty free. So my guess is perhaps, they're not fully licensed. But I hope, it seems like a good company. The charts are so beautifully made with back stitches and everything. I hope they can sort out the licensing. Then they'll be able to, sell them with a head held high. Why not? If you go through that much work and trouble to chart them so beautifully, get a license. Do it. And I'll be more than happy to recommend them. But at this point, I can't. So there are, a lot of people asking for the patterns, but I can't really point them anywhere meaningfully. So that was that. But I have the digital copy of those patterns. I'll continue to stitch them and enjoy them, and I hope they get everything sorted. So well, I'm a little bit lost here. I think there are quite a few stitches here are probably not in the right location. Let me trace back. So I've got this one here. And I'm here. This is done. I think what's happening here is I've got more stitches than the pattern. The patterns are not totally up to date. And I'm trying to match up and find out where they are. Or what they are, rather. Circle. I think I found it. It's purple up there. I think I'm gonna just navigate out of this area here. I think it might be here. Hello, Dolly. Hey, babe. It's Dolly time. Dolly's my cat, if you don't know already. I'll show you what she looks like. 2 minutes of glory, of highlight of Dolly there. Hello, babe. How are you doing? Yes, babe. She comes to visit me whenever I sit down and stream. And when I need her, she's never there. She's busy. Oh, cats. Seriously. Hi, River. Welcome. But all these colors are so kind of blend in together, so it should be okay if I missed, a couple of stitches. Kind of not totally correct. I'm sure you'll be fine. There. And some stitches, to be honest, if I didn't have the chart to guide me, I'll probably look at them and go, oh, they're stitched, when they're actually not. Dolly time, yes, Suzanne. River says my husband set up my floor stand so I can use it again. I'm unstoppable now. River, you've always been unstoppable. You finished 2 pieces very recently and you're moving on to a few new ones. And I like your collection of new the patterns you've shown there on our group. They're very diverse, which is nice. Because with me, for instance, you can probably guess, what I'm drawn to. But River's patterns is very, very diverse. Oh, this area actually matches up. What a relief. Travis says, we had a very friendly stray cat show up at my parents' house yesterday. I wanted to take him home, but with the baby on the way, I had to think about priorities. He was a sweetheart. Oh, but there's a system called cat, I can't remember what it's called, cat distribution system. And what it is it basically says when a cat finds you, if they want to be your cat, there's nothing you can do. You can be rational about it, say, I have baby coming up, or I'm too busy. But there is a higher power governing the system. You can't own the cats. They come and find you. And when they find you, that's it. You're theirs. Do not resist. Do not fight. Just do it. They can find you. River is already very fast. And now she's unstoppable. Two, one, two. Let me take a sip of my ginseng matcha tea. So Maddie thanking the person from our group converting her charts. I know this is a great thing about our Facebook group. If you put a request out, someone will come and help you. It's wonderful. A journal says resistance is futile. Exactly. But, you know, on the other hand, if you try to force a cat to be yours, it's not happening. Just don't do it. If they're yours, they'll find you. And just, you'll be effortless. This bit is a little bit messy, but it'll be okay. River says, my husband is highly allergic to cats, so I can't have one or 10. but I feed the strays. My house is regular stop for them. I know it must be frustrating if you love cats, but you can't have them because of an allergy. Yeah. Thank God I'm not. But it's good you're not allergic to the birds, you know? Where am I here? Trying to find my way here. I'm going to do a boomerang here and switch color, I think. Switch to a different color group for a change. I see you doing some red actually. I'm going to go and explore a little bit with my pattern here. So I'm going to flip the chart over to see what I've got here. So currently I can keep moving to the right where there's a little bit of blue and green. That's quite pretty. And then some red as well. I think that's where I'll be heading. And occasionally come up to do the tassels so I don't, you know, get overwhelmed. And I think this one will be a very good start here. Let's see. I think I'm going to pick that one. There. A little bit of red happening here. River says, I'll convert charts for anyone who needs it. There you go. It's on paper now. River's been doing a lot, helping everybody out. Thank you so much. And Suzanne as well. Maddie says, I'm learning and it will be learning saga with 3 newer projects. I have more, but gonna hold out for the time being. Yeah, I mean, you know, learning as you go is the best policy, because if you sit down and try to figure everything out within the app, it doesn't really make sense. But you learn the quickest when you need to know something. And stitching as you learn is the best. And there's a lot of help in this chat, in this group. And also there's a tutorial I put on the video section. So I did a stream of the basic walkthrough for Saga. But since then, I've learned so much more. So, you know, maybe time for another session to go a little bit deeper. So this one is 3A31. 3A31. Three A31. How many stitches have I got there? So I'm going to take this leftover piece. Steve says my mom calls me the cat whisperer. We're definitely keen. I know. I think cats know if you're a cat person. It's just the way it is. They can sense whether you're a friend or your foe. Three over here. Travis says, speaking of birds, I saw a bald eagle sitting on a tree by my apartment this morning. Do you mean bald because they're not meant to be, or is just the way they look? You don't want to accuse the eagle for being bald if they're just born this way. Maddie says, I've been stitching 310 on my B elemental and I'll finally reach 5,000 stitches on 310 alone. Oh, round of applause for Maddie. 5,000 stitches, a lot of 310 on all pieces. For some reason, they're just lurking around everywhere. Mark these ones as I go. 2. River says, that's how I learned. Just jumped right in with my rustic hamster piece. Yeah, just learn as you go rather than trying to pick up everything because you probably can't. And, you know, all that information has no meaning until you need it. So don't be afraid, just do it. Got a little bit of left over here, so I'm going to use it to stitch in this block. 3 on top. So if I'm starting with more than 1 stitches, let's say 2 or 3, like this time, I've got 3, then I literally do not do any start for the thread. I just stitch over them and tuck. this piece under. So normally if it's just a single stitch to start, then I maybe do a boomerang or something. But when you have more than one, then it's not necessary, just stitch over. River says, I went to an animal shelter. They were telling me this one cat was pure evil. A cat? She says, I had him in my lap and purring within minutes. They were amazing. I know. How can a cat be evil? I can't believe Liz said that. And just because they didn't know how to handle the cat doesn't mean they're bad. It's like, they always say, you know, when the dogs bite people, there's no bad dogs, only bad owners, because they don't know how to handle the dogs. Travis says regarding the bald eagle, they're all black except for the white feather on the head. Oh, so it's white hair rather than balding. Slightly differently. I think the eagle might have something to say about that, you know. They probably go, we're not bald. It's just white hair. It's silver hair. It's beautiful. Not balding. Nothing wrong with balding. But I like hair. Do I have enough to move to the next spot? I might do, actually. There's a few more here. River says, I guess the poor thing had been horribly abused and he was mistrustful and hated everybody. I know, because if you've been treated badly, why would you trust anybody? It's totally normal. Adri, thank you so much. Adri, what an entry. And this Sunday evening. Welcome, Adri. I see you nice and clear. Welcome. How are you? And she says, hello, here's my scheduled investment. Yes, I think that the amount is increasing, isn't it? It was like €1.5 last time. Now we've gone to €2. Amazing. Welcome, Adri. Tula Josh. Can you see our fancy little highlighting functionality there? You know, the way we're going, we're going to have fireworks and bells and whistles in a bit. So Adri's just coming back from work. So Adri's working at the airport. So there's no weekends really, just like me. Weekends are actually busier. Let me see if I can manage just 4 stitches with this tiny piece of thread here. And if you just come back, let me look at the time where you are. It's nearly 11. Goodness. I hope you didn't have to start early as well today. Adri, yes, we're now getting fancy. It's all happening. It's all kicking off. Kelly M says, I watch an American bald eagle channel on YouTube. They live near Big Bear Lake in California. But Kelly, they're not bald. They have white hair. You know, I'm sure the eagles are not going to be very happy if we just calling them balding. They're not balding. They have white hair. How about silver hair eagle? And I can't believe there's a channel called American Bald Eagle Channel dedicated to bald eagles, not the other ones. If you have hair, we don't cover you. We're not interested. But if you're bald, yes, you know, you're very part of the community, the bald eagle community. Rose says, hello, River. You have a beautiful heart. Animals have just best judge of character. Rose, have you just joined? I think you've just joined. Welcome. I know animals, they know because their survival instinct is, you know, it's probably part of their DNA to figure out whether you're a friend or not. And otherwise, you know, they could put themselves in danger all the time if you mistrust people. So if they can sniff you and you just don't smell like a good person, then they're gonna go, nah, no. You're not a chosen one. But then again, we also have that instinct. It's just that we think too much. We kind of try to override and convince ourselves when we have that gut feeling that someone just not right. But we go, no, but, you know, he's got or she's got, I don't know, I'm not discriminating. I'm not saying all bad people are men. But, you know, you go, oh, that person's got a great education and they seem so nice. And even though there's something just nagging you, you just go, just something off. Maybe they're not doing anything wrong that you can see just yet, but you just feel someone's off. And we all have that instinct, but we just keep telling ourselves, nah, you're thinking too much. And then lo and behold, you know, you see the person's true color. Mandy says, hi everyone, just lurking tonight. My cross stitch is in time out as I'm fed up with the ridiculous confetti and light colors. Mandy, just switch to a different piece. Stitch this one. Stitch this one. It's only regular. How many colors have we got here? 88 colors. Only 88 colors. Not too much confetti. And, you know, just switch the projects around. Keep stitching, Mandy. Yeah, but it's good to take a break as well. Just, you know, not like 3 years. Couple of days, maybe. It's okay. River says, yeah, if my dog didn't trust someone, I don't trust them either. Good policy, good policy. You can trust a dog. You know their temperaments, you know, and they can suss people out. It's survival for them. Same here. If my cat just does not like somebody, oh, I tend, you know, tend to be a little bit wary about that person. I trust my cats. Oh, Kelly. Do you mean the name of the channel? Of the Ego channel? I'm trying to trace back to make some sense out of it. Oh, Bold Ego channel is not called, so it's not Bold Ego channel, it's Crown of Glory? No? Am I stitching two completely different topics together? As usual, live here on Yogi Stream. Because interpreting the chat is an art form. I sometimes just, you know, combine different topics together. It's just the way it goes. I'm going to move down here. A little bit of a cross village happening here. Yes, now officially Rose is saying hello. Glad to made it today. A little bit late. Never too late for a great party, Rose. And this is a great party. Mandy says, okay, done lurking time. Done lurking. Time to work on the bear. I'm about 5% done. Well done. Maddie's on fire as well. Three here. One over here. Let me see, where do I want to take it next? I think that one is done. That one's done. I need to be a little bit more disciplined with marking my stitches as I go. Otherwise, I just confuse myself. This one over here. This fabric is just so nice to stitch, though. That's this is what I'm talking about. Yesterday, you know, I have two 28 count projects. This one is ungridded, and the other one is gridded. the quilting room, the texture of the fabric is stitches totally differently. I mean, the gridded fabric, obviously, the advantage is already gridded. And if you do cross country or stuff like that, it's a little bit easier. You don't have to keep gridding, wherever you go. But I really love the way it stitches with this one. So light, this fabric. I really, really love it. It's practically see-through. You can probably see my finger moving down here. So stitching air in a good way. That one is done too. Journals and Stitches says, finish my first 500 stitch rotation. Wow, 500. When did you start today? And worked on Gone to Pieces from Long Dog samplers. Will head up to bed now. Good night. Night, Journal. Have a good night. I'm guessing you're probably over here in Europe if it's evening. Well done, 500. Sweet dreams. So everybody just stitching like 500 like it's nothing. Whoops. I can't remember the last time I stitched 500. I think I stitched for 650 last month when we did the 10-hour marathon. But it's 10 hours, I ask you. Yes. It is 600 something, 650 after 10 hours. But we did some yoga, we have some tea time, okay. So that took some time away from stitching. That's a story I'm sticking to. I have some thread left, so I'm going to take it down here. This is so lovely. So every stitch, it just feels so delicious. It's like, eating sweets without having to eat sweets. I think I might take it up here. A few more stitches here. Do those first. Oh, I don't know. Yes. I think I'll do these ones first. The entire week just flew by. There. Take a sip of my tea here. This tea is interesting. It says green. It's a ginseng. Ginseng. It doesn't taste very herby, but it tastes a little bit fennel. Sometimes you have fennel tea, and it's got that not fennel. Lemongrass. For some reason, it tastes a little bit lemongrass to me, but there's no lemongrass in there. It's matcha and ginseng. It's really lovely though. Travis says, I saw a meme the other day and it says, just got back from the candy shop, and it was a picture of a bunch of different Floss in a wide array of colors. I mean, Floss. Just got back from the candy shop. Yeah, definitely. They're like eye candies, and they're full of possibilities and delicious. You know, I still remember the excitement when I got my full set of DMC. I got the full set with the drawers. You know, quite a few of you probably have it. And that was the first full set of DMC for me. So I went from zero, well, not zero, I had some loose ones, loose colors, but I decided to get a whole set so I could kit up a max color project. And I think that one was, I was trying to kit up the little cake shop, and it was 240 colors. And I remember getting the full set, and it comes in with a drawer. My God, my heart. My heart was, I could barely handle it with my heart. It was like, my life is complete. And the set actually lasts me quite well. I had to top up a few colors, but mostly, you know, still have plenty of floss. That's right, Travis. Were you really excited when you got your Pokemon kit? I bet you just came in with a truckload of floss and a huge piece of canvas. I think that's why I love stitching kits, because, you know, yes, you can kit it up and it's fun too, but having a complete kit there just feels special, because you know you've got everything you need there. You've got the fabric, you've got the floss, you've got the chart. Oh, I think these are they in? These ones may not be in the most correct location. Let me discreetly reverse the stitches, as if it never happened. And I think what happens is, oh, hang on a second. I'm just checking the gridding. I think the line may not be in the correct location. That's why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this stitch is in the incorrect location, and that's why. I know what's happening now. That's me, not you. I'm not frogging, okay? Look away, look away. Oh, see what is over there? Don't look over here, okay? Oh, now you can look at the screen again. I don't know what happened there. We're just stitching peacefully. No frogging going on here. River's hitting 4% on Gnome Tinker. Wow. You've just started very recently, haven't you? A Gnome Tinker. And you're juggling with other pieces as well. Yes, round of applause for River. She's unstoppable. Travis says, the pile of floss covered my coffee table. I could have taken a picture, but I was too excited. I would have, I would love to see that picture. I bet the amount, of the floss must be overwhelming in a good way. I remember when I got my floss from Gecko Rouge as well, huge boxes with tons and tons of floss. I've never seen that much in one pack. But it's so exciting because it's full of possibility, isn't it? It's going to be a long journey, wonderful journey of stitching that piece. And you've got everything you need there. Feels so good. River says, my 14-year-old just told me I'm a fast stitcher. Feel good coming from her. This piece is for her. Oh, does she stitch as well? I wonder. It'd be nice if mother and daughter can stitch together. It's like making fun memories. I used to knit with my mum. Because when you're doing crafts together like this, first of all, you're doing something you enjoy together. But also, you talk as well, don't you? So I chatted with my mom when we're knitting together. And it's just so good. So River's taught her daughter how to stitch, but she's not really into it. Maybe not this form of stitching, because it probably for 14-year-old is probably a little bit, overwhelming. But I think maybe a little bit of a cross stitching or something simple would be very nice, wouldn't it? Lovely. We'll move on to the next color. I like this tea actually, because sometimes green tea is a little bit strong, but this one's very, very mild. Susan is using the correct terminology there. reverse stitching. Okay, it's a technique that I have developed, my personally developed. Yes, it's totally not frogging. I'm just reversing the stitches. It's beautiful. You should try it, Susan. Reba says, it takes 3 hours each week to do her hair. We had pretty good talks during that time. That's lovely too. That's lovely too. My mom loved to have me shampoo her hair. Even she goes to hairdressers as well. But there'll be times she'll go, "Hey, wash my hair," and then we chat. We pretend that I was a hairdresser in the salon, and we chatted. Madame, what shampoo would you like? Would you like some conditioning? And it's always yes. There's a lovely pink. 3608. 3608. And I think single strand should be sufficient. Suzanne says it was pretty much the only time my mom was nice to me was when we were doing some sort of handwork together. So Suzanne's mom also did craft, so some sort of stitching as well. It's bonding, isn't it? Ultimately. It's like, in this stream, you have people from all over the world, different lifestyle, different personalities, but we have one thing that we share in common, and that allows us to kind of have some connection and bond together. To have that something that you share. Suzanne says, yes, I used to play hairdresser with my mom all the time. I pretend to wash her hair and fix it. I know. My mom loved it. And I enjoyed it as well. I thought, oh, maybe, I'm a gifted hairdresser. Maybe I'll grow up and become a hairdresser. Who knows? Not grown up yet. Joy says, I used to have puka tea in all kinds of flavors. I love the boxes so much that I couldn't throw them away. I turned them into lots of beautiful bobbins. Really? How do you do that? The boxes, I'm trying to think. It's kind of just a paper box. Yes, you can just turn cardboards into bobbins, can't you? They do have tons of flavors. They do. I like this one. Oh, Adri. Adri says, I don't talk to my mom since 2016. Why is that, though? Talk to your mum. Go, now. I think the bond between mother and daughter is just something else. You know, I can't speak for father and son because, you know, I'm female, but the bonding is just, yeah, there's nothing like it. Only mom and daughter can have that kind of connection, I think. Suzanne says, we did so many different types of sewing and textile crafts together. Pretty much all of the women in my family were seamstresses. Wow, it's a family tradition kind of passing down. Yes, because Suzanne is a teacher, weaving teacher, isn't it? And it's interesting, sometimes when we're brought up to do certain things, kind of cultivated to do certain things because the parents do, sometimes it's the opposite. You kind of want to rebel from it and don't want to touch it ever again. And sometimes it's the opposite. It just becomes part of your DNA. You know, it just becomes really natural to do. So a few stitches over here, I think. Let me double check. These stitches 3722. I think I'm gonna take just one single strand. 3722 here. Whoops. The DMC organizer used to be the neatest of all my organizers, but recently has become, you know, a little bit kind of, what's the word? You know, a little bit more stuff going on there. Suzanne says, I was looking for some puka tea, but all of them have licorice in them. I can't stand licorice. Really? All of them? I'm trying to have a look. So at the back, so let's have, oh, there is lemongrass. I was wondering. So there's a lot of ginseng and green tea as well, but it's got lemongrass. No wonder. I can definitely detect lemongrass there. So mostly green tea, sencha tea, lemongrass, ginger root, oh, licorice root. You're right. So there's a slight sort of sweet note after you drink it. I was wondering that. And whatever that is, Tausey leaf, which is really soothing as well. More lemongrass, essential oil. So it's a blend. I didn't realize, because normally I just read what is, you know, in the tea. I just presume that's all that is. Well, yes, you're right. There's a licorice root, but it's quite nice though. There's a little bit of sweetness, the aftertaste. That one. The weird thing about me and my mum is that she taught me how to knit and crochet as well. But then I really got into it and started to knit a lot. But she was kind of knitting less for some reason. And then she got into ballroom dancing. She loved that, which I'm hopeless at and have no interest in. And she, at one point, she was doing belly dancing as well. So I've been hearing a lot of stories about her classes and stuff like that. But yeah, she knitted a little bit less, and I was the one that was doing most knitting afterwards. My mom was a fun character. I think I'm gonna end this right here. There's only one stitch here. Three, 7, 2, 2. Travis says, my parents always encourage me to do whatever make me happy. I don't know it will lead me to cross stitching, but I'm glad I found this amazing hobby. I know, but sounds like you enjoy really sort of calming and meditative activities because you love puzzle as well, don't you? The jigsaw puzzle. And I remember you said you tried diamond painting as well. So these are all the things, there is some commonality between them. You know, different sort of skills and stuff, but they all lead to one thing. The kind of, you know, just be able to just be there and do it without having to overthink. And that's good. It creates space for the brain, just like yoga. This is nice. I recommend it if you find it. It's very soothing. I'm sure it's maybe a tiny bit of caffeine in the matcha, but I'm not feeling it. It feels very calming. I think I might have another strand of the same color here. 3722. Maybe 2 strands. Travis says puzzles, cross-stitching, diamond painting, reading, gardening. Gardening? Oh, I think Steve, you have to have a chat with Travis. He might be able to, you know, have some cheap labor from Travis. Gardening, I'm totally hopeless. I can imagine, you know, I like puzzles as well. Jigsaw puzzles I haven't done for ages, but once upon a time I had a few set. But gardening, no, it doesn't make sense. And I haven't been reading much, to be honest. I do functional reading for information, but not sort of novels and stuff. I haven't read anything for a long time. Somehow I just prefer audio or visual, you know, either documentaries or podcasts. that kind of stuff. Steve as well. I think, this kind of activities just probably just attract certain type of personality to do them. That makes sense, right? If you think about car racing, for instance, or some different types of activities, it kind of just draws different types of personalities. Whereas me, no chance. I can't even do theme park, roller coaster, anything, even just, really mild stuff. It's just not for me. I'm not a thrill seeker in any shape or form. I remember when I was leaving a company that I worked for quite a while, a few years ago, my boss, who I got along really well, she got me a free ticket or some sort of entry for what was it? I think it was some sort of gliding. I'm trying to remember the right terminology. It's basically you can go and an instructor would take you on a glider and just fly. Not parachuting, but some sort of glider thing. And I was thinking, you know me better than that. And I think she did that tongue in cheek because she knew I was afraid of height and I was claustrophobic. Or maybe she was trying to kill me. I don't know. Maybe she was upset that I was leaving. And I couldn't believe it. And that ticket, that entry had time limit within 6 months, or some sort of voucher. That was the word I was looking for. And I ended up just not doing anything. Of course, there's no chance I would ever go for that. But I'm sure it was pretty expensive for her to buy as well. So total waste of money. You can buy me some DMC. That would be better. Give me some DMC. Travis says, we love working in flower beds. I find it very relaxing. That's so nice. Yeah, I think outdoor is just not really for me. I do have an outdoor space, but very small, and it's patio, so there's no grass or anything. I've got a patio bench. That's about it. I tried to have some plants, but they just all die for some reason. Plants don't like me. Cats like me, but plants don't. So paragliding, maybe. Is that the one with kind of triangular thing, and sort of you can wear them on the back? Yeah, who does that? Seriously, Adrian, would you? Seriously, and I was so shocked when I got that. Oh, she was trying to kill me, I think. Suzanne says, I usually listen to a lot of audiobooks, but since I haven't been riding my bike, I haven't been listening to them. How is the little thighs going there, the bruises? And yes, so Suzanne had a little bit of a bicycle accident a few weeks ago, right? and a lot of bruises. Hopefully they're healing. You know, healing power from me to you. Heal. Suzanne, heal. Bruises, be gone. Hang glider. Yeah, which is which? Let me do a little search. I saw the picture. It was basically kind of a triangular, almost like a kite that you wear on the back, and with an instructor, hopefully, not just on my own, and you just glide down wherever to the bitter end. I have no idea why anyone would want to do that. Kelly says, I love the things, but sometimes my speed demon just get out. Speed demon? As in what? You like speed? Oh, Kelly. Yes, I'm terrified of speed of any kind. I remember when I was a few years back, I was dating a guy who was really into Harley Davidson, and he was an Italian bloke. And he had a huge, let me finish my sentence. He had a huge Harley Davidson, okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's a family show. And because people are into bikes, they modify everything and they're really proud. And he wanted to take me on his bike everywhere. I was terrified. I was on there once, and I just told him that if you're going to see me again, leave me alone with the bike, with the motorbike. No way. I was terrified. I was terrified. And that's just motorcycle. And imagine if it was like racing cars or stuff like that. Suzanne, you and me both. Suzanne says that I like the idea of gardening, but I don't like getting dirty. Yes, I don't like getting dirty. And I'd rather just sit in the really nice garden and stitch or knit and let someone else do the garden. Yes, Susan, you and me both. Yes. Let Travis and Steve do our gardening, okay? We just sit there looking pretty and we just knit. That's it. So I like garden. So it's not like I don't like garden. I just don't like gardening. So leave the gardening to people who garden. Let me just sit in the garden and enjoy. That's right, River. River says, I definitely would try hang gliding. Is that hang gliding? Paragliding, are they the same thing? Interchangeable? But then I used to run into burning buildings. I forgot, River, you work for fire brigade. Goodness. Yes, so it's probably in your DNA that you know, you can handle high risk situation. If I see the fire, I just run away from them. So I wouldn't make a very good firefighter. River says, my husband has 2 Harleys. Wow. Yeah, people ride Harleys. They're so into it. And they spend a fortune just getting parts to customize them. I just do not understand it. But then again, he probably would not understand cross-stitching either. I doubt it. You know, all I have to do is just show him the past threads of some of my projects. I'll probably drive him away very quickly. $3,722. Travis says, my mom has a bunch of flower beds that she lets me work in. She has fibromyalgia, some sort of condition, sorry, I can't pronounce it, really bad, and hasn't been able to get out as much. And she wants, and I help her out. Yeah, that's great. Gardening, there's a lot of work. You know, you have to keep the plants alive, which I'm not very good at. Plants just don't like me. And Kimberly says, oh my goodness, we rode Harleys as well, and you do as well, Kimberly. But bad bags happens and aging. We loved it. Really? So do you, to stay on a motorbike, do you need to be fit as well? I presume there's a lot of vibration, isn't it? I remember sitting on the bike, and oh, it was terrifying. It was so terrifying. Not for me, not for me. Bicycles are good. And Suzanne says, the bruises are nearly gone. I still have a little bit on my foot. The alien on my thigh is still nearly the same. Really? It's still there? Is it like a lump? She says, I'm going to do a test ride on my bike tomorrow to the store. Yeah, give it a go. Because just ride slowly and also regain the confidence as well. Because if you have a bike accident, luckily I haven't had, you know, never have, and hopefully never. But I suppose you probably get a little bit, you know, shine from the bicycle. So it's about regaining that confidence back. And take it slow. Grace as well, very sensible. She says, yes, me too. I like the idea of a gardening until I'm out there gardening. It's not for me. I know. What is that about? All of, you know, worms and soils, the dirt, and, you know, I don't like bugs. So a lot of times, you know, you find those little wiggly worms everywhere. Oh, no. Just give me some flowers and a nice chair, nice bench. I'll just sit there and, you know, just look peaceful. River says, my husband's bikes are standard, nothing fancy on them. They're gorgeous and classic. They're expensive though. My God, you know, the guy I was dating, Enrico, I think the name, if I remember correctly, he would literally fly to America. He would fly to America just to get some parts and spend a fortune just to customize, to make his bike look slightly different from someone else's. And over here in London, there's such a thing as, it's called, I'm trying to remember what's it called. It's called Chelsea Cruise. Chelsea Cruise. It's along this area called Chelsea in London, and there's a bridge there, Chelsea Bridge. And I think, I can't remember, it's every month or every few months, they get together, everybody who's got customized bikes or whatever, Harley bikes, and they will come together and just ride along the bridge like a cruising, showing off basically. I couldn't believe it. I thought, yeah, is that what people do nowadays? But they have the whole biker lifestyle going on there. It's crazy. I mean, this guy is lovely. He's not hairy or anything. He didn't look like ZZ Top or anything like that. He looked like a young David Bowie. So I think that was the main attraction. The bikes, not so much. But I think it's not just the bikes, it's the whole lifestyle as well. 152. See you later, Kimberly. 9999 to you. No way. River says, I got to where I would take naps on the back of my husband's bike when we're riding cross country. This big bad biker Rube told me that seriously hardcore. Yes, I hope you're strapped in on your husband's body, because that's very dangerous. Wow, no chance. I was so nervous. I was sweating buckets just being on the bike at the back. Terrifying. I think you have to choose your hobby wisely. Some hobbies are more costly, more expensive than others. And I think cross stitching, you can make it quite, well, I would say cheap, but not very costly versus a little bit more. I think if you start getting, these fancy stands that so many of you are getting now, I guess it's getting a bit more costly. But if you stick with a wooden hoop, some fabric, and just some floss there, you're good. River says, not strapped. Not well, so it's a bit like working as a firefighter. It's all about risking your life. River says, not strapped, not even arms on my seat. What, River? She says it was just a standard seat. I guess riding is just in my blood, clearly. And maybe you have some built-in, Velcro on the body, just attached to your husband. Oh my God, I'm getting cold sweat just thinking about it. Where did you put your hands then? If they're not on the seats, were you not holding on to something at least? I'd be holding on to everything. Oh, with my dear life. No chance. Grace says, I love riding with my husband on the back of his Harley. I would also take naps and read, listen to music. I couldn't stitch though. This is hilarious. Can you imagine someone just riding in the back of a Harley and just stitching or knitting, just going, there's just a leisurely time. No biggie. It's not like I'm risking my life. Oh my goodness. I cannot imagine. Everyday Creator says, nice stitching with you today. And you too. I hope you enjoyed your session. And Adri's heading to bed as well. Yes, it's a little bit late on your end, isn't it? It's nearly 12, and you had a long day. Night-night, Adri. Sweet dreams. Travis says, I was reading a comment on painting ferry cross post, and apparently the company is going to cover the tariffs and extra charges if the items have to go through the states. Oh, you mean they're going to cover the taxes? Wow, they must be doing well. Yes, I think all that may, people might hesitate to order from them. Are they based in China, I think? Are they? I think they're Asian based. Because a lot of Japanese floss tubers, they all have one. Every single one of them. It's like mandatory now. They just have to have one of those pink frames. So I can manage 3 more here. I know. I think smart companies, they would, they know things like this, the customers would acknowledge. A lot of customer service, kind of companies, they're kind of short-sighted. They want to focus on the pinching pennies on every single, small amount, but they're losing your trust in the long run. And I remember there was this cross-stitching company, the UK based. Maybe I shouldn't mention their names. But there's this company, they do mostly samplers, and they've got a lot of really cute sort of samplers they design and charted. And I think maybe two years ago, I was doing, I bought one of those Christmas boxes. So every Christmas, they have this kind of surprise Christmas box. It sounds like fun, doesn't it? You can pre-order the box, and by Christmas they send you the box. You open it up, so each day there's a little secret box inside of this big box, and you can open one a day. It's like those calendar thing, but with items inside, and it sounded like fun. And I was in the midst of being locked in the house during COVID, and I thought it was such a nice thing to have. So I ordered a box from them. And as I was ordering, so that box wasn't cheap, okay? It was a bit of a treat. I think it was £120 or something, but it's got at least 30 items for December. You can open one at a time, and it's beautifully packaged. And so I ordered one, and as I was ordering it, I also saw a couple of needle miters from them. I think the cupcake one might be from them as well. So I thought, well, I just throw them in a basket as well. So I had the Christmas box, the subscription of it, in my basket, and then I just put a couple of needle miters in there. So in comparison, the box was over £100, £120 or something like that, and the needle miters were probably under £10 each. And So when I submitted my, I'm trying to remember all the details, but they was trying to charge me for postal services. But technically, above a certain amount, the delivery becomes free in my mind, because I said, well, I just ordered this thing, is over £100. I'm good with shipping. And they turn around and try to charge me shipping for those 2 needle miters. They're under £20, combined, maybe less. And so I was a bit confused. I thought maybe the system doesn't understand it. And, so I send them a little email and go, well, I'm trying to check out. It's supposed to be free shipping, but your system is your checkout system is trying to charge me for additional post and services, post and packaging. And they turn around and go, yeah, I'm sorry, because, the subscription is a separate thing and the needle miters is considered, they're considered a separate, order. So therefore you have to pay. And to be honest, the shipping was like, God knows, £1.50 or something. It's okay. I'll pay them. But it's the fact that they're being so petty about it. Me taking trouble to tell them that I have ordered £120 item from you, but but I'm getting those 2 needle miters as well. But they insisted me to pay for the £150. They sent me a Google payment request separately and asked me to pay the £1.50. And I pay them, okay? And do you know what happened after that? I never buy from them again. I just walked away, even though the box turned out, when the box arrived, it was fun. Nothing to shout about, but it was fun. It cheered me up a little bit, but I never shop with them again. I was that put off by them. So as a company, you just cannot be short-sighted. Customer service is no joke. It's everything. You can lose somebody forever. They never come back. And I never went back to them. Never. And I will not. Because I know, the pinching pennies, the £1.50 is more important than keeping a customer happy. Maddie says, is 98. Maddie's asking, is 98.99, I presume is American dollars, good price for a full set of CXC? I'm looking for Etsy right now. It sounds like a lot though. I don't know what currency. Is it American dollars? Because in the UK, I can get a full set for £45. £45. So it probably cannot be 98.99. Sounds like a lot. I don't know. I haven't done the conversion. So chat, please advise. Yes, Suzanne says way too much. Check out Dream Stitch. Where are you, Maddie, location-wise? No home address? Oh, Maddie's looking for US-based vendor. So I'll need to rely on the chat. I have no idea. But there are few places that you can buy. I think if you look at Etsy, most of the times they're quite legit. They don't overcharge or anything. Amazon is not a good place to get floss at all. So US dollar. Yeah, it sounds like a lot. It's nearly $100. It shouldn't be that much. Here we go. Next one. $3,778. single strand. Should be good. Oh, so you're talking about 2 sets, then that's a different story. Why are they selling 2 sets at a time? Oh, right. So 4 set is 2 scans each. Then that sounds a little bit better. Yeah. Otherwise, they should be about half the price. So they're selling you 2 sets, technically. But have you used CXC before? Maybe get 1 set first. See if you like it. Because I've got 2 sets, but I bought 1 set at a time. I got one and decided I like it and topped it up with another set. So I've got enough to last me for a lifetime. Grace says, I paid about $45 for 4 CXC threads. It was through AliExpress though, not US based. Is AliExpress Chinese as well? I will buy from them again though. What about shipping? They don't mind shipping wherever they are. But I presume, I guess it's like Amazon. It's probably quite big. Maddie says, I cannot justify spending $350 to $650 for full set of DMC. Maddie, if you're in the US, DMC is a lot cheaper, isn't it? Why is it so expensive? I thought DMC is like everywhere. You just find them on the street. You just pick them up everywhere, almost free. And over here, they're like gold dust. You have to, spend a small fortune just get a set. Oh dear. I never bought from AliExpress, so I don't know what the... I know Joyce does. Joyce has bought stuff from them. It must be Etsy vendors somewhere in the US based. Kelly M says DMC and just had a price increase. 123 stitch raised 10 cents higher. So I think in the US, they're for 8 meters is typically around, is it about 50 cents? Oh, that's ridiculous. 50 cents is like one, how much is that? £1? No, can't be. 50p? I don't know what a conversion is. I just know it's dirt cheap in America. DMC. And it's so funny because the other day we had a French person come onto the chat, and head on, I was asking her, why is DMC so expensive in the UK? Because, you know, it was supposedly, it's made in France, it's a French product. And turned out DMC is also expensive in France, even though they made the Floss themselves. Ridiculous. I don't know how that works. Wow, so DMC is getting more pricey in America as well, but probably not even close to Europe. If the price is going up in the US, it's probably going up over here as well. So it's nice to have different brands, you know, like if going gets tough, get some CXE. And it's lovely to stitch as well. Suzanne says the thing is the people who are on Etsy are just buying it from cheap vendor and selling it to you. That, yes, I suppose. Unless they're, no, they're probably not directly from the company. Because Etsy takes a cut, don't they? And yeah, so they are middleman, kind of. Yeah, I suppose if you can find the source and just buy directly from the factory or something, I don't know. And Grace is asking, has anyone tried anchor threads? Yeah, we talked about anchor threads a while ago. It came up on a couple of streams that we did. I think they're part of DMC now, aren't they? Are they still being sold? Because Anchor is kind of the go-to brand for needlepoint. I think all my needlepoint kits, they will come with Anchor yarn, so to speak. But as far as DMC, as far as the stitching floss threads concerned, I think DMC is still the brand for most people. Betty says Anchor Black is wonderful, has wonderful coverage. Anchor Black, is it just a black color or? Let me pick another color here. See what I fancy. Maybe a little bit of pink there. Oh, that one I fancy. These ones. $3A30. 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 So Suzanne likes Aero Floss. I've never tried them. Maddie is a CXC user in the UK. Where did you get your, or where do you get your CXC, Maddie? I got it from a vendor on Etsy, and the price is quite reasonable. I think it's £45 for the entire set without the first 35 numbers. I think those you have to buy separately. Let me see, am I here? Betty says, instead of 310, sometimes I substitute anchor black for better coverage. Oh, right. Specifically for 310. Because anchor's got different color chart. So I think that's why people kind of just can't be bothered to use it, because you have to convert. And Maddie's ordering from Cross and Craft. That might be the vendor. Is it on Etsy? That sounds familiar. Cross and Craft. I got a quote by messaging, and if you buy fabric and floss for a project, you get 15% off for the floss. So do you have to buy fabric from them as well in order to get the discount? In that case, it's probably not the same vendor that I bought it from. I think I found out the vendor from the Floss Tube channel, from that lady and her husband. Smiley, cross-stitch, smiley, cross-stitch smiles, or something like that. Oh dear. Cross-stitch smiles, I think. Oh, so Maddie says where she buys CXC from in the UK is £42 and 5 5.25 shipping. I can't remember whether I had to pay for shipping. I can't remember, but that sounds quite a lot for shipping though. So it adds up about kind of the same. I can't remember if I had to pay for shipping. I don't remember it being that much. Wendy says, for certain colors, floss, cones, save money. I bought DMC 310 500 GM cone on Amazon. I pay $92 Canadian. It's equivalent to 240 scans, which would have cost $218. Save about 125. But that will probably last you a lifetime, wouldn't it? So the task would be, how are you going to use up all the 310s? Yeah, 310 is a popular one. It's a cone. I think, you know, some of our stitchers have cones of certain colors. It's pretty hardcore though. I didn't know till very recently. I didn't know people actually buy cones. If you're stitching a piece like recently I saw on Gemma's stitching channel, she's got one piece that literally I say in totality probably 1/3 of the piece is complete just pitch black, just black background. Suzanne says, if you want something like DMC but cheaper, try Fairy Floss. Is that their own brand, or are they selling something else from someone else? I'm sure there are probably quite a lot of alternatives. It's just for some reason, you know, I think we're somehow told that DMC is kind of be all and end all. Let me see, do I come over here? Let me do a flip. I know where I'm going. Here. $37.05. I'm in the mood to stitch pink stitching. $37.05. $05. Oh, that's very, very pink. Look at this. It's that neon, glowing, salmony pink. 3705. That's so bright. It's really, really bright. Travis says it's her Legend of Zelda. Yes, that's the one. The stained glass window. And I just cannot get my head around. If you watch Gemma's method, not Gemma's method, Gemma's stitches, the YouTube channel, she you know, kind of shows her whips. So she's got a main piece that she focuses on at one time, but she's got a couple of side dishes as well. One of them is a Legend of Zelda picture. Quite charming. I think if you like the computer game, you probably, enjoy that. But it's got, the design itself has got a lot of blacks, like pure pitch black background. I think she charted it herself, Travis. Do you remember or not? Because, oh man. Or maybe it's charged by someone else. I don't know. But please blend some colors, not just like 310 acres of 310. You probably need a cone. I think Gemma will need a cone. Six-pack is just not enough. Suzanne says, I tested out buying it by the meter from Dream Stitch. They sell by the meters, like fabric. And they send it already on a card and in meter length, so you can buy a meter of a color if you only need 1 meter. Really? They sell it by the meter. Who buys just one meter of a color? Wow, that's a lot of work. That's nice. It's good to have alternative threads, different brands available, because if DMC is going to get ridiculously expensive, I'm not playing it. I may occasionally top up some colors. I'm not going to buy a meaningful amount. It's ridiculous. So Suzanne is aware of the Zelda piece as well. Oh, Travis has got a spooky bingo. I have 3705. Really? This pink? Well done, Travis. Our first spooky bingo for a little while, in a little while. You've got this pink going on there on your Pokemon piece. Very nice. Yes, Grace, that's a stained glass piece. So in the center is the game characters, but the surroundings just pitch black. Oh, I'm scared just thinking about it. And the thing is, she hasn't even got to the center part. She just stitched in a black area for, I don't know for how long now. She's made differently. There's no chance. I'll probably do 2 blocks and go, bye. So okay. Jamie says, I think the best part of DMC is that they have 6 7 colors. CXC only has 447 according to Google. Yes, I think the full set is 447, but I vividly remember, I have to look again. I'm pretty sure you can get the 1 to 35 separately. So they don't come in full set. So if you buy a set, it's not included, but you can get them separately. I just haven't really bothered to get them. They only come out very occasionally in my patterns, and I just use DMC instead. But I think you can. But yeah, yes, you're quite right. But do you need that many colors though? I know you have 667, but we're fine with most, existing colors. It's a balance between the quality of the floss and the prices, isn't it? Suzanne says, well, think if you have a pattern that only needs a couple of stitches, you don't need to buy a whole skein. That is true. But 1 meter at a time is like, it's not much. And that's just interesting they actually have that option. Suzanne says, Arrow set come with 500. Yeah, but I never felt like I have shortage of colors with CXC though. I haven't come across a pattern, that I'm working on with CXC that, the color is not available. I think most charts will probably chart it with colors you can, easily buy. They probably try not to use rare colors. It's just inconvenient, isn't it? Travis says there are a few pink Pokemons. Wow, this is very bright color for a Pokemon. Yes, I think Suzanne is right. A lot of DMC numbers are kind of a speciality, variegated or some kind of slightly glossy speciality threads. Probably not very commonly used. Yeah, it's good, Suzanne, that you try out different floss. Majority of people are not that adventurous, I use steep. I got CXC probably initially out of the fact that it was cheaper, but I grew to like it. But from there, I haven't really tried other brands other than DMC. Oh, Jamie just got the CXC threads yesterday. She says, I'm excited to try them on traveling library. Yes, I think the tones will work quite well with that piece. Because I find sometimes DMC is a little bit annoying because, you know, with this piece is fine. I'm using DMC and I like a little bit of a shine of the thread. But some pieces you don't want that, you know, you don't want it to be shiny. And DMC can, you know, a lot of the texture of their threads can come across a little bit shiny unnecessarily. So you know, there are a lot of pieces I just use CXC for that, really earthy tone. Kind of quite matte texture. Suzanne, you hit 12% on your Fox, you mean? You say fix. I think it's the Fox. Fox, 12% is tremendous. Congratulations, Suzanne. That's a lot. It's a beautiful piece. 2-digit is definitely more than single digit. That's nice. 1, 2, 3 here. So 500 meters. So the regular size, you know, regular scan is about 8 meters. So that's quite a lot, yes. This color is so pretty. It is like stitching sweets. And I have no complaint about that. Maddie says 62.5 scans in 500 meters. Goodness. Well, I think other than 310, what are other colors that's being used so much that justifies a cone, you know? Right. Susan, so which one is more expensive? The fairy floss? Is that what you're saying? But to be honest, CXC is blended. It's not 100% cotton, but for me, in terms of the finish, and also the way it stitches, it's totally fine. Does it have to be cotton to be good? I mean, not for me. I'm good with it. Feel like warmed up. Very floss. Okay. So 100% cotton. What about Egyptian cotton? Because those 14 count kits I've got, they go on and on about, oh, it's Egyptian cotton, whatever. Is it good? And is it cotton? Yes, Suzanne. Suzanne says, I bought royal embroidery, which is also an Egyptian cotton. Yes, that's what Aimee said. She said she's like totally sold on that brand. I think it's a brand or is it a type of floss. Because I quite like the texture of my 14 count, the threads that come with the kit. It's very robust and it's not shiny, which I like. And it's very nice to stitch. One, two, three, four. Suzanne says regarding the Egyptian cotton, it's most likely similar to royal embroidery, all of fairy floss, but I think fairy floss is closer to DMC fill. Nice. But is Egyptian cotton a kind of thread or is it a brand? I don't know. Is it Egyptian? I don't know. It says on the tin. It says it's Egyptian for mummies. So they use the Egyptian cotton for mummies. I think that's what it is. Oops. That one's gone a little bit weird. So all those threads that we mentioned use the same color charts like DMC. I think it's clever. Well, it's smart for them to do that because like Anchor, no one uses it because no one wants to do the conversion. It's too much work because everything is charted with DMC numbers. So if you want to, have any kind of competitive edge, you just have to use the same color charts. You have to be compatible. What is happening here? That's interesting. Sometimes I have no idea what I'm stitching until, suddenly starts to reveal itself. Oh, so DMC is also Egyptian cotton. So it's not French, it's Egyptian. No, I'm kidding. Oh, right. So Egyptian cotton is a type, maybe 100% cotton. You can call yourself Egyptian cotton. Egyptian cotton is just a fancy way of saying it's a type of cotton, a sort of cotton, like it's different set of cotton. And it's usually higher quality of cotton. I'm guessing DMC is also Egyptian cotton. I see. I don't know. Why is it called Egyptian? I want to know. Oh, let's have a look. So Lorraine says Egyptian cotton is a strand of cotton. It's longer, stable length than regular cotton balls. It's finer, longer fiber length, which makes it shiny. So it's shiny, but my 14-count kit, Floss, it's not shiny. I don't like shiny unless it's meant to be that way. I see. So they are just produced differently. Yes. Thank you, Lauren. Yes, I think when it comes to floss for me, other than the texture when, once it's stitched, I mean, DMC for sure, the colors are so pretty, really vibrant and rich for sure. They are definitely, the leader as far as, the kind of, I think they win on the color front, the richness of the colors, but at the same time, I think when it comes to stitching is that feedback as you pull the threads up and down through the fabric. You have to like the kind of stitching experience. And when I started this piece, Candy Shop here, I did some test stitches there with DMC. I'll try to see if I can pull it up. I did some testing there. So this one is DMC and CXC both. So I wanted to test the fullness. But if you look at the bottom one, right, the DMC, and these stitches are made on this fabric you're looking at for Sweet Shop. Oh no, this one is the bottom one, the DMC one. But I have to say, the reason I went for B, 10 2/1, right? I'm doing 10, 2 strand, 10 stitches. It's not just the fact that it's fuller. So visually, 10 stitches just look fuller. So that was one reason. But also, when I was testing the 1/1 full cross with DMC, it didn't feel, well, not, I shouldn't say it didn't feel good, because yeah, it was fine, but it felt hollow. It just felt, because the way DMC is made, it's kind of very structured, very together. And when you do single strand on 28 counts, and this fabric, you can, let me just show you one more time here. The opening of the holes are quite big, actually. And it just felt, when I pull a thread through, like single strand of DMC, it felt empty. And I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. I just felt something's missing there. I want to feel that I'm actually stitching. And with DMC, it just felt, I needed a little bit more. So I decided to go for 2 strands. I can feel it a little bit more. And for me, that stitching experience is, I wouldn't say it's be all and end all, but that's what I'm spending time doing. You know, the end product is it's great. But if I'm not enjoying the stitching process, the feedback, you know, then it's not fun. Lorraine says, let me bring this up, it's easier to read. Lorraine says Egyptian cotton is a different breed of cotton. Like there are different breeds of dogs. There are still dogs. The dog analogy has entered the chat of stitching. Yes. So Egyptian cotton is a type of threads. Yes, and there are different brands under that producing that type of threads, I think. Maybe. They're still dogs. I was wondering why we're talking about dogs. Suzanne says, I really don't enjoy stitching one strand either. Have you ever tried single strand with CXC? Maybe on something like 25 onwards. It feels good. It feels differently from DMC single strand. I don't mind. I have a lot of 25 counts, you know, DMC single strand projects. But on 28, for some reason, maybe just the fabric, because the openings, the holes are bigger comparing to 25, even though this is 28 count. It just feels like I couldn't feel the thread coming through. And that troubled me. I didn't enjoy that very much. So I think testing is probably a good policy to do with that particular fabric, because, you know, with 25 counts, 1/1, I'm okay with that. So always test on that fabric you're going to stitch on, I think. And River doesn't like single strand. River, do you not do single strand stitching? Are they all 2 strands? It's very interesting, but I enjoy this. 2 strands, DMC, perfectly fine on this fabric. Every individual has their own, you know, very nuanced kind of experience there. I'm going to take a sip of my tea here. It's still warm. How nice. Suzanne says, I'm doing love letters with single strand, but I gave up sewing room single strand. All right, so you're starting single strand with love letter. I think you enjoyed that one, don't you? But you gave up on sewing room single strand. Huh. I remember I was fascinated by single strand when I saw someone doing it on 25 counts. I was thinking, there's just no chance single strand is going to give you any kind of coverage. But it turned out it's possible. Should I do this one underneath them? It's 152. 152. I think single strand might just do it. Oh yeah, River, I remember you were doing a 28 count single strand, 10 stitches, wasn't it? But you don't enjoy working with single strand. That's fair enough. Christiane's love for stitching is joining us. She says, hello everyone, sorry I'm late for Tula movie. Tula movie? Or party? Yes, it's like a movie. Life is like a movie. Life is like a dream. Life is also like a movie. And she says, I've been sick and sleeping all day. So there are no stitches for me today. Oh, I'm so sorry, Christiane. I hope you get better soon. And just watch us stitching. I'll stitch for you until you're ready to come back to stitch. It's therapy. This channel is therapy. And welcome to the chat. I mean, it's just, when I think about it, it just I just think it's so nice to be able to come on here every day and just have a chat, just being nerds, you know. And a lot of these things we discuss, if it was through other platforms, different types of mediums, like Facebook or whatever, or YouTube comments, whatever. And it takes a long time to get feedback, and also, you know, it might be still as clear as mud. But over here, we can just ask questions and, you know, everybody can chip in. And most of the times, we get some sort of answers, right? Like the topics we have earlier on regarding Egyptian cotton, I've been hearing the terms for forever. But today I have a much clearer idea, just simply by bringing it on, and someone has the knowledge, and we're good to go. And we get to do that every day. It's wonderful. I just think it's really spontaneous. Oh, Christiane. Christiane's got a 70-inch TV, ladies and gentlemen. And she's watching us on the 70-inch TV while lounging on the couch. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yes, pamper yourself. Just put your feet up. Wow, that's a big TV, isn't it? That's the size of a wall. And I bet you can see every single stitch clearly. I'm not even sure if this one is stitched. Just doesn't look very clear. Christian says, my husband likes a big TV for sports and watching. When you mention the size of the TV, I'm thinking there's probably a sports fan in a house, because normally that's why a big screen is required. But it's also great for floss tube. Really pretty here. I think I'll do one more color. Yes, it's great for movie watching. Literally, it's like cinema, isn't it? Probably sharper. I mean, if you go to cinema, the screen is big, but it's a little bit fuzzy, isn't it? It's not super high def like TVs. So why go to cinema when you can just put your feet up and watch it from a 70-inch TV? Absolutely. Let me go for one more color here. Maybe. A little bit of green might be nice. Yes. 5, 6, 4. 5, 6, 4. All the colors look like sweets. Just have that playfulness to it. There. 1, 2. I was going to do a loop start and realize I can't. Didn't expect the screen to appear in this area. Two, three, 4. So this color will be my last one, okay? So I'm going to cross country a little bit. You can see from the chart, there are a few there. But this will be my last number, and you know what that means. It means it's getting closer to our Guess My Stitches game at the end of every stream here. So let's have a look. So I'm still stitching. I'm going to add a few more here. But you can start to think about what's happening here today. This is the area I've been working on, and I'll give you a recap in a few moments when I finish the remaining stitches. Night Night River, take care of the birdies. I love this green, so pretty. One, two. Do a few more here. Oh dear. I'm going to do the final two, I think. Right. So this will be my last stitch today, ending with this beautiful green color here. And let me pop this back, 5, 6, 4. And I'll give you a summary of what's happened today. So here we go. Guys, here we are. So today, I mostly focus on this area, even though in the beginning, I work a little bit of this brown here, okay, and start to fill up because it's quite a vast area with these kind of brown tassels here. So I want to kind of divide and conquer. And so I did a few rounds of the browns here and come to the pink as my favorite. Thank you, Susan. And you know what? Let me bring on my Guess My Stitches machine. Okay, so you can put in a number, and as I'm giving you the final summary there. Okay, so today, just think about this area and those most areas here. So it will be quite tricky. Okay, it will be quite tricky because it's all scattered everywhere. And I'm going to just zoom out this picture here. Let me just paste it in. The numbers are coming in, guys. So with, let me just have a look. So with this area, let me zoom out a little bit just to give better color. So currently, I think, I'm not going to look at the stack just yet. I'll show you my percentage. And I'll just give you a few seconds to come up with the submission here. So guys, if you're in the chat, you're new to the channel, we play this game called Guess My Stitches, and you get to throw out a number and to see how many stitches I've done for the session. And the person's come closest will win the prize of the night. And, you know, two grand prizes. One is the respect of everybody in the chat and beyond. And also, you get to enjoy our special emoji buffet. Okay, so let's have a look. What have we got here? So, Grace, I know this pattern is so pretty, isn't it? And we've got Susan 250. Susan is still going strong with me in the UK here. And Travis 325. Vega in Japan 356. Thank you. Rebecca 271. And Grace Houston 235. Steve 303. Steve has won a couple of times. So and Suzanne as well. Suzanne has won 2 nights in a row the other day. 265. Salita 350. Janelle 356. Guys, who is the winner tonight? Let me show you my app here. So remember these numbers so we can come back to it. And here is my app here. And the apps don't lie, hips don't lie either. I'm going to show you the stats. And look at the percentage as well. Percentage is important as well. There you go. Tonight, oh my goodness, really? Tonight, I've done 437, guys. 437. And currently, I'm on 2.15. I'm surprised. 473, really? 473. Who is 473? Anyone who's got the highest number? I think the person is the winner. Salita? Is it Salita? 56. Vega and Janelle. Vega and Janelle, they both have the highest number, but no one is even close to 437. Oh, I surprised everybody, haven't I? Thank you, everyone. So, yes, so the winner is Janelle and Vega tonight. Well done. We have double winner tonight here. So bring on the buffet. We've got Janelle, the healthy option here, and some pretzel from Rebecca and McDonald's, I think. And thank you, Susan. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I'm gradually evolving into faster, well, less slow stitcher, Yogi. And Steve says, ha ha ha, yes, Janelle and Vega. And Suzanne says, did you start a new sprint? Of course I did. It's on the record, Suzanne. Suzanne couldn't believe it. It's just like, no way. And but bear in mind, this is 10 stitches though. And Grace has brought up a beautiful spread there. Amazing. And Vega, yes, you're the winner. And also Janelle as well. Have our respect of everyone in the chat here. And you get to enjoy this beautiful buffet that's brought on by everybody. For me, Suzanne has brought up a beautiful spread as well with some items. I'm not too sure what they are, all sorts of things. So guys, thank you in this beautiful Sunday in the sleepy London town. Suzanne, yes. Suzanne can't believe it. And Yogi's going to sign out, and hope to see you tomorrow. So tomorrow on Monday is our Maketi Sao, but I have classes in the evening, so Mondays we start a little bit later, but hopefully I'll catch you here and to stitch along with me. Bring your Maketi piece or anything that you're working on, and we'll get together and we'll chat and we'll enjoy each other's company and stitch. So from the sleepy London town, night night everyone. Night. Thank you for your company and your chat. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.